Well, how's it going, everybody? I had a heck of a fun time doing my Christmas light POTA activation a few days ago, and it's just been such a fun time playing with that dipole and then going and taking out the POTA. It was just a ton of fun. So last night I got a wild hair and decided to build an in-fed half-wave antenna, which I'm going to string up here at the house. And we're going to try to see how well this thing performs on my TennTennas 49-to-1 in-fed half-wave transformer. I have an in-fed that's already connected up on the roof right now, or up between some trees rather. So I'm going to just take that down temporarily, and then I'm going to hook up the radiating element that I built last night, and we're going to see how well this thing does. It's about 130 feet of incandescent Christmas lights that I'm going to be using for my antenna. I've got everything terminated last night, took it apart, and now it's just got the one wire like I had to do with the dipole after I found out the 3 wires doesn't quite work right and light up. So I'm hoping that this thing will actually light up a lot better than the dipole did. So now what I gotta go do is I gotta go take apart my in-fed that's on the roof right now. I'm just gonna, like I said, just kind of hang it down, and then we're going to hook up the in-fed, and then after it gets a little bit darker, we're gonna see how this thing performs. All right, guys, so this is what I've got to work with up here. A little bit of a closer look. This is the TennTennas antenna transformer. As you guys can see, the antenna wire is just kind of connected to it via some strainer leaves and that wing nut. And then off to that way, I've just got some paracord strung up in a tree, just kind of supporting this side of the in-fed. And then we take this wire all the way to this tree up here. And then it just kind of goes up in the top of the tree, and then kind of just comes back over to this tree over here where I've got some more paracord that just kind of comes down, and I just pull that tight. That's how I tension the antenna up. So I'm gonna try to do this in the least intrusive way possible, where I don't have to take the wire all the way off of the transformer, because I don't want to have to try to restring this up again after I'm done, since this is only going to be up for a couple of days. All right, guys, so first things first, I got to relieve this tension that I have going to this tree up here. So to do that, I'm just going to take it off of this hook, and then that should, in theory, allow me to lower my transformer just enough to do some work on it. So now that the transformer is a little bit lower down, makes it a little bit easier to work on once I bring the ladder over here. And then I can start stringing up the Christmas lights. So I'm gonna bring them up here just so they're not really being pulled up the roof. I just gotta be careful pulling this up on the roof too, because I don't wanna break a bunch of these lights off either. So yeah, this is gonna be, I think, really hard to string up in the tree. All right, I found the end. So as you guys can see here, what I've got this little dog bone insulator, and I'm just gonna run a piece of paracord through that. That's gonna end up being my pull line when I get to the tree. But so now what I gotta do is I'm just gonna kind of spread these all out so that that's already done. And when I start actually just pulling the antenna, it's not all tangled up and all that. So yeah, let's get these all spread out. Yeah, they're already starting to tangle up. Hopefully I'll get this done before dark, because I don't really want to be up on the roof after dark. All right, finally at the end. We're now all laid out on the roof here. So now all I gotta do is start taking that apart. And then after we get that taken apart, I can start trying to string this thing up in the tree, which will definitely be a challenge. And I'm hoping I'll be able to get it out of the tree once I'm done too, without having to try to climb up the tree, because this very well could make a mess. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do, start by taking off this wing nut here, because I don't need that right now. All right, and that is tight. No mishap this time. So now put the wing nut on the terminal ring. Wing nut, terminal ring, and then now I'm going to zip tie this extra bit that I put the strainer leaf on to the transformer. There we go. And it's not a lot of tension, so these zip ties are pretty good. I mean, it's not meant to be load bearing or anything, so it'll be fine. All right, so now that we got it all tied off and everything, what I'm gonna do now is start stringing up this paracord. And normally I put a strainer leaf on it, but I forgot a strainer leaf, so no strainer leaf on the paracord. So I'm just gonna make sure to tie it to the dog bone as best as I can. It should be good enough. Not having an easy time pulling that apart, so should be good enough. It's only gonna be up a couple of weeks anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, we're now ready to start hanging the antenna. So try to give it a good toss somewhere in the middle of the tree where I'm not gonna get tangled up in the other antenna. And I did exactly what I didn't want to do. Get tangled up in the other antenna. So try and pull that back. Boom, there we go. That was perfect that time. All right, now to just start hoisting her up, and we'll see if I can get this thing up there cleanly. I have a feeling that I'm going to have to get up in the tree, because I'm going to be breaking stuff left and right. Kind of do it this way where I can reach everything, because everything's getting kind of caught up. It's not really how I wanted to do it, because it's not going to be very high having to do it this way, but we'll make it work. There we go. I think it actually will work. All right, so after a few hours of stringing this antenna up and some troubleshooting and repairs that I had to make to the antenna because light bulbs fell off and stuff like that, I finally got the antenna hung up, and yeah, I'm gonna go test it out and see what kind of contacts we can make on it. All right guys, so it has now been a little bit over a week since I installed the 130-foot Christmas light end-fed half-wave antenna up on my roof. And yeah, I have made a few contacts in between then and now, but I'm gonna show you guys kind of just how it works right now. And again, like the Christmas light dipole, I now have the second camera up on my roof recording what the antenna is doing, so you guys can get a good reference of that. And I'll be showing you guys my WSJT-X screen and my grid tracker screen as well. So let's just jump into that real quick and let's see what kind of contacts we can make on this thing. So again, this is 130 feet of incandescent Christmas lights and wire. Just one wire. I stripped the other two wires off of there, so it's just the one wire. But yeah, let's see how this thing gets out. And I've also got my TennTennas 49-to-1 antenna transformer up on the roof as well. All right, I've called CQDX now twice and nobody's come back to me. See if this Canadian station will respond. I'm just gonna make like 5 contacts on this tonight. Canada, there's Canada. There we go. Now we're making things happen. He's got me at -9. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get that Canadian guy, so. Oh well. Tunes right up. Showing 97 watts out. 1.2 SWR, not terrible. And again, this is not very good antenna wires, so I'm not surprised that the SWR is a little bit high. According to the ham clock though, I'm getting into Europe on 80. Yeah, that ain't working. So I got PSK spots all the way from West Coast to East Coast and up into Canada. We're not doing horrible. All right, we're just gonna call CQ. November 8, Delta Bravo Foxtrot, Dakota in Armada, Michigan. See if I can get him or not. I've got him at -8. We'll see what he comes back to me with. Well, it doesn't look like he's hearing me. Putting out 97 watts, I've got 2 reflected. SWR of a 1.3. And then just so much of my RF's also just being lost in those Christmas lights too. So there's no telling what this thing's actually putting out. Oh, he's got me -15, so there we go. Let's go ahead and log this one. All right, so made 1 contact. Let's see, who else can I get? So my goal here is just to try to make like 5 contacts, just kind of show you guys how well it works. and then I've got to go edit this video and try to get it up before tomorrow. So we'll see if I can make 5 contacts. Let's see, try this guy. K4, Kilo 4 Oscar Mike, Kilo 4 Oscar Mike Delta in Florida. Let's see if I can get him. He's got me -2 into Florida. Alright, I've got him +2, he's got me -2. Alright, got that guy down in Florida. Alright, and it looks like I've actually got a spot into the UK. Billings, Montana. I'm getting him -5. I wonder what that is. Northern Ireland. So I'm being spotted over in Northern Ireland on this thing. That's cool. It'd be cool to get to make a couple of DX contacts on this tonight. He has me -10. Alright, there we go. So that's my 3rd contact for tonight. 130 foot. Got a couple of spots over into Europe. One in Northern Ireland, one in Germany. Looks like, yeah, Germany. Y'all can hear my speakers buzzing on 30. It's probably actually because the antenna is kind of like laying right on the roof. So it pops up on 30. See if I can get this guy maybe in Madeira Island. Oh, sweet. Getting into Europe. Yeah, that buzz is a little bit annoying. That's the first time I've actually heard it on 30. It's usually only on 10. So on 30 it's showing I'm putting out 94 watts with 2.8 reflected, SWR of 1.4. So not bad. Let's see if you can hear me. Sweet. Just made a contact with Madeira Island. Alright, so I just want to grab something real quick, and this is actually something new that I've been learning recently, and I'm going to try this on this antenna and just kind of see what it ends up looking like. But this is a Putty $30 CW key that I bought on Amazon a few days ago. So I'm going to see what this looks like also on the Christmas light antenna as well. Alright, so that was my call sign in Morse code, and I'm a little bit eager to see what it looks like, so I'm going to go outside and grab the camera off the roof, and then we're going to come back inside and I'm going to wrap this video up. Alright guys, well, this antenna actually surprised me a little bit. Just looking back at the video, just briefly, I was actually pretty impressed with how much the antenna lit up. It of course didn't light up all the way, I just don't have enough power to make it light up all the way, but it lit up, you know, enough to make me excited with this project. So in terms of it lighting up and being able to make a few contacts, including a few DX contacts, I would say this project was a success. And honestly, these Christmas light antenna projects have been some of the most fun that I've had in amateur radio in a long time. So hopefully I'll get to do some more of these kind of videos where I build antennas and just try them out and just kind of show you guys how good of an antenna is it, or just kind of play around with it and just see what it'll do. Just test things out. And I totally think it was 100% overkill to make a 130 foot infed half wave Christmas light antenna, but honestly it was just a ton of fun. I loved it. It was just so much fun. Now it was a super huge pain to get this thing strung up in the tree. It took several hours to pull the Christmas lights around the tree limbs and all that kind of stuff without breaking off light bulbs and stuff like that. I mean, I had a few different mishaps where the antenna wire kind of split in half because I had to splice it together, and so I ended up having to add some strain release, and that took extra time to do those kinds of modifications and make the antenna's integrity a little bit stronger. But in the end, this thing worked, and I couldn't be happier with how it performed for it being my first year doing this antenna build. I really do hope you guys enjoyed both the Christmas light dipole antenna and the InFET half-wave antenna. Again, so much fun for me to make these videos, and I really do hope I get to do some more antenna build videos like these in the future. And again, like I said, I would like to do some more of these kind of antenna build videos in the future, not just pertaining to Christmas lights, but just in general. So just let me know in the comments below, what kind of antennas do you think would be interesting for me to build on this channel, and just test them out and see what kind of results I get. And I'm always open to suggestions here and just trying new things out and experimenting with new things, because that is the fun of ham radio. And again, let me know what you guys think of the Christmas light dipole and the Christmas light InFET. Just let me know down in the comments below, and should I do this again next year, maybe I'll even do a more improved version, and hopefully I'll get to work some of you guys on the air. I plan to take the antenna down either Monday or Tuesday, so I'm going to be trying to work some stations between now and Christmas Day on this antenna and just have a little bit more fun with it and just see what kind of contacts I can make on the air. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you have not already, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. That just helps out the channel, helps this video reach more people, and helps the channel grow. And also make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos like this one. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I hope each and every one of you guys has a Merry Christmas and a very happy holiday season. And until next time, guys, 73.